So the Warrior Mini 3 can easily withstand those absolutely brutal drop tests that we just did. Now we're gonna do something a little bit different. This machine right here is going to simulate pressing the side switch over and over and over again. The reason why is because we want to make sure that the side switch is going to continue working even after you guys have pressed it thousands of times for years on end. So that's what this machine is doing. So the way we're gonna do it is, of course, we're gonna move to green status, meaning that we're going to use the machine. Now I'm going to hit the start button, and you can see that this is going to start going up and down. Now, what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to hit the switches. This is a 350 gram weight that's going to simulate an actual finger press. These have some stylus tips on here. Now you can see that it's not working yet because we actually need to adjust. So we need to crank this down. All right, we're not there yet. Let's keep going. Oh, we're starting to get there. And there we go, there we go. So we've got two Warrior Mini 3s in here, and you can see that they are being manipulated by these little stylus tips, and it's going to do it over and over and over again. They actually do this test for hours, again, thousands of times, to make sure that the side switch is always going to work for you for years and years and years. Really, really cool test, and I think this one is quite meaningful. We gotta make sure the switches work. What's going on, guys? Sean here from Olight USA, and I am coming to you from the Olight factory in Dongguan. If you guys remember the 5th floor factory tour that we did, one of the rooms on the 5th floor is this laboratory. Basically what they do is pretty much just torture lights all day to make sure that they're going to withstand the beating of everyday use from you guys at home. I've got my lab coat on right now, and we are gonna run some tests with the brand new Warrior Mini 3, which is a part of our summer sale, which starts on Monday the 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. These are absolutely awesome lights, and I want to show you just how strong they are. All right, come on, let's go, guys. So here's the first test that we're going to do, and this is a test that I've done many, many times at home. If you guys are familiar with this YouTube channel, I've done plenty of torture test videos on my own, just throwing the light around in a parking lot, but today we are actually going to make it official. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the Warrior Mini 3. I'm going to hold it at the drop rating, which is 1.5 meters. I'm going to drop it down onto this metal plate several times, and we're gonna make sure that it doesn't turn off. So here we go, guys. All right, there's one. I'm gonna drop it on its head this time. Ugh. Okay, let's go ahead and do some more here. All right. And let's do another one just for good measure. All right. Okay, so you guys can see here, perfectly fine. There's not even a mark on this thing. So if you drop your Warrior Mini 3, you're gonna be just fine. Now we're here at the dreaded water test. Now, this is an IPX8 rating tank, but just to let you guys know, we actually have the water a little bit higher than this rating. Typically with these tests, we put it through a little bit more than the actual rating that we write on the box, just to make sure that those ratings are 100% true. Got the Warrior Mini 3 right here. We're gonna go ahead and just turn it on, and basically I'm going to drop it into this basket. I'm gonna climb up, I'm gonna drop it down into the tank, and it's gonna sit there at the very bottom of the tank. And let's just make sure that it doesn't turn off. Keep in mind the rating is up to 30 minutes for IPX8, but typically we let it sit down there for even longer. So let's go ahead and get this done. I'm gonna drop it in this basket. I'm gonna grab the basket. I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna climb up here, all right? And what I'm gonna do is take the basket and dropping in 3, 2, 1. Okay, Let's go ahead and climb back down. Let's take a look. You can see here the light is turned on. Nothing has happened to the light. The Warrior Mini 3 easily passes the IPX8 rating, just to let you guys know. So this is no issue whatsoever for this light. And guys, this is actually the last test that I'm gonna do here in the Torcher laboratory. I really appreciate you guys for being here. This is really fun for me because I'm used to doing the Torcher tests at home, just throwing it around in a parking lot, but now it's finally official. I've got my lab coat on, and this is just so much fun for a flashlight. And this is just so much fun for a flashlight nerd like me. Guys, keep in mind the Warrior Mini 3 is available during our summer sale, which is starting on the 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and it's going on all next week. So make sure to get a great deal on your Warrior Mini 3 by going to the link in the description of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. So the light has passed multiple drop tests, and we did the switch test where this is pressed thousands of times. Now we are going to do a heat test. This machine actually does hot, cold, and humidity, but for this example, we're gonna turn it up and try the heat. So what I'm gonna do is take the flashlight and put it in the machine, and I'll show you how it works. But just as a disclaimer, we cannot leave the light turned on in this machine. It's gonna get way too hot because we're gonna crank it all the way up to 70 C, which means that this is basically going to be an oven. But just know that the light works perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with this light whatsoever. But again, I can't leave it on in this machine. So let's go ahead and open this up. Let's go ahead and make this official. I went ahead and wrote my name on this tape so you know that this is the flashlight that I'm putting in this. What we're gonna do is we're actually going to run this test for 16 hours. We're gonna come back the next day and I'm going to pull it out and show you that it still works. So we're going real on this one. Let's go ahead. And now I'm going to close it down. One thing we need to do also is we're gonna switch this over to green, meaning that we are actually going to use the machine. First thing we wanna do is hit the run button. It's going to turn the machine on, and it actually has this really snazzy little loading screen, kind of funny, but this is a really, really intricate machine. This is good stuff. So we're gonna go to the menu here, and you can see here that we have the hot, we have the cold. It also can do the humidity as well, but for this example, let's go ahead and we're going to show you how to bring it to 70. Now what we're going to do is the time. So we're actually going to do 16 hours, which is a standard test for them. Now we're gonna go back, and now basically what we're gonna do is turn the machine on, and that's it, okay? So now the machine is on. So it's gonna take a little bit of time, but it's gonna crank all the way up to 70, and it's gonna leave it there for 16 hours. So we need to make sure that these lights can withstand harsh environments. We're selling these flashlights in over 100 countries, all kinds of climates, all kinds of environments, all different work environments. So we have to make sure it can withstand that. And this is one of the machines that does that. This is really cool, definitely beneficial to make sure the lights are good to go. So we actually filmed most of this video on Thursday. Now it is Friday the next day. You can see I'm wearing different clothing, my hair is different. It really is the next day because this light has been sitting in here for 16 hours like we showed you before. Also, it went all the way up to 79 C. So this is definitely super hot in here, but I know you can't really read the Chinese, but this is saying that the test is actually finished. So now what we're gonna do is turn the machine off, but we have to be very careful, and there's a reason why I'm wearing gloves, and it's because I'm going to grab the flashlight very quickly and toss it into a bin. Keep in mind, I can't hold the flashlight for very long. It's very, very hot. I actually do need to be very careful for this process. So here we go, guys. We're gonna go ahead, tap the screen. We're gonna hit stop, okay? That is going to turn it off. And now what I'm gonna do is open it up, but I'm gonna open it up this way because some steam is gonna come out of it and I don't wanna get a whole face of hot steam. So we're gonna open it up. Here we go, guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna be here just for a second. Okay. This is very hot. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the flashlight that I wrote my name Sean on. It's been there for 16 hours. I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna toss it in the bin. I gotta be really careful. I can only hold it for a few seconds. Here we go. Okay, yeah, that was really hot. So now we are there. I'm gonna go ahead, close this back. Okay, so now the test is complete. So I cannot turn the flashlight on immediately. He told me that we have to wait for about 30 minutes to turn the flashlight on. So because of that, we can't turn it on. But I just wanted to show you an example of this test to actually do the test, but just know that the Warrior Mini 3 has passed this test easily. If it did not pass this test, then we wouldn't have sold the flashlights, right? So because of the fact that this is a product that we are selling during the summer sale, of course, it had to pass this test, but I just wanted to give you an actual real example. This light really was in there the entire night, the entire day, 16 hours, and now we're finished with the test. So I talked with the lab manager and actually we will be able to show this to you turn on. We didn't want to wait for a really long time for it to cool down. So what we're going to do is take this light that was in the oven for 16 hours. I'm going to grab it again and I'm going to put it in this machine that is at minus 27 C, and we're going to cool it down for about a minute, and then that will make it safe enough to be able to turn on. I really wanted to show you guys that the light still turned on, so we came up with this solution. So I'm gonna take this light, it's been in the oven, and then toss it in the freezer. We're gonna cool it down, we're gonna turn it on, all right? Here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and open this up. Wow, look, you can see how cold this is, minus 27. I'm gonna take this hot light, okay. All right, and I'm going to put it in. Okay, let's turn the screen on. I'm gonna press this, I'm gonna press this. It just turned on, and now we're gonna wait for about a minute to cool this guy off, and then we can show you that the light turned on after being in the oven for 16 hours, then cooled down in a freezer. I mean, yeah, we can just hang out here. I'm just waiting for it to cool down. We got about a minute to hang out. I appreciate you guys for watching all of these lab tests. It's been a lot of fun. You know, it's fun being able to do these longer tests for you guys because it's really hard for me to do something like this at home, especially with the heat test. Obviously, I'm not going to put a flashlight in my oven, but with all of these cool machines, we're able to do tests that are official that I can't do myself back at home. So this is a really cool experience, guys, and I hope you are enjoying it. So let's go ahead and see. We're getting up there, we're getting up there. You can see here that now we're at minus 25. Look how fast this machine's cooling down. We're at minus 26. And then of course we set it a little bit more. We're at minus 27. Okay, and it keeps creeping up and up and up. I'll go ahead and stop this machine. Okay, now it's off. I just heard it turn off. The light just turned off as well. And now I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. Okay, so let me grab the light. Oh, it actually is cold now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close this back. The light is now cold. Wow, that's really cold. Okay, here we go, guys. Again, here's the flashlight. Sean from last night. It's the same light after the oven and the freezer. Look at this. There you go. That's a proximity sensor kicking in, by the way, doing what it's supposed to do, but I'll go ahead and show you here. Works just fine. Let's go through some modes. All right, so I'm gonna hold it down. We're at moonlight mode. We're on low, medium, high, double tap for turbo, and we can do triple tap for strobe. There's nothing wrong with this flashlight. After all of those torture tests that we did, keep in mind, this is the same light that we started with at the beginning of the video. So We did the drop test, we did the tumble test, we did the water test, all this stuff. Put it in the oven for 16 hours, put it in the freezer. There is nothing wrong with this light whatsoever. So have confidence in your Warrior Mini 3s when you guys order yours during the sale. Now it did really well in that drop test, but I don't think it was good enough. I'm about to put it into this machine, and basically what this does is it rotates over and over and over again, and it's going to simulate a continuous drop test. It's going to slam down on each side as it rotates, and I think this is one of the most brutal machines here in this lab, but I think the Warrior Mini 3 can take it. So I'm gonna go ahead, turn it on. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to take the light. I'm going to put it down there. I'm going to pull this down. And this is a status for the machine. It's on standby right now, but I'm going to go ahead and rotate this. Now it's on green, and I'm going to turn this on, and here we go. Oh my God. Absolutely brutal. I mean, just listen to that, guys. And the thing is, with this machine, they just do it over and over and over again. They leave it in this machine for hours. It's absolutely brutal and ridiculous. There's no way that this would actually happen in real life, but we do it anyways, just to make sure that if you drop your light, it's gonna be just fine. So for time's sake, let's go over here and turn it off. We'll just wait for it to rotate back around. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this up. I am not going to touch the button, but I'm telling you now, it is still turned on, so I'm just gonna grab the light. You can see here, it's on, okay? There's actually very little wear on the light. You can see there, only maybe a few marks, but honestly, the finish is looking pretty good. So I think after these 2 tests, you can be confident that if you drop your Warrior Mini 3, it's gonna be good to go.